Hello everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to my Beautiful Nights channel. So in my recent tutorial, I showed you guys how to make these really easy earrings because I told you how I'm getting ready for Christmas and I'm making very simple things that are cute and pretty that anybody would wear, and so I came up with this captured bead earring. If you didn't see this earring tutorial, I will post it down there, but it's a really great project, especially if you have two of a bead, you know, in your stash and you don't know what to do with them. They're great for earrings. So anyways, for this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to make this ring, which is very similar to the earring with how I captured the bead, but of course I made it into a ring. So this one here is actually my original design. I really liked it, and after I made this one with the 8mm beads, I'm like, I gotta do this with 6 because I love this, but what would it be like with smaller beads? So I did it with 6mm, and I realized that my ring was way too big. I could not wear it. So I'm like, well, if I add some squiggles, it's gonna make it smaller. And so I did, and then I came up with this happy accident that looks really cool. So for this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to do this. Now, I did do these with copper wire, and they're really strong. I did not work hard in them with a hammer. I think I will though with my ring mandrel, but I didn't do it yet, and they're pretty strong. But for the tutorial, so this is easier on me because I did have to like really work with the copper wire to get it to go for me. I will be using a softer wire because I will be able to film faster, really, is the whole thing. But it's basically going to be the same thing if you want to do copper wire. Now, if you are allergic to metals, you can get stainless steel wire for this, and it will not turn your finger green. It won't bother you at all, and I've told you guys this before. I've gotten artistic wire, stainless steel 20 gauge on Amazon. You can get it in small spools, or you can get it in a gigantic spool, which is what I have. But it's stainless steel, so it is a strong wire and it will be harder to bend. And I'm actually wanting to get into parawire, but right now I do have a large pile, stockpile of artistic wire, so I have to use that up before I move on to a different brand. But that's just some stuff I wanted to tell you guys. Okay, so for this tutorial, we're going to be making these rings, and I do recommend that you use gemstone beads for this because in the past when I've done glass, I've always cracked the beads or broken them, and it's just a bummer, and I haven't had that problem with gemstones. And I do know that there are different hardnesses of gemstones, but I haven't gone and checked mine to see what would and wouldn't work, but I just went with it and it worked. So for the materials, you're going to need to cut 7 inches of 18 gauge wire. You are going to need 2 8mm round gemstones or 2 6mm round gemstones. Now I'm going to show you how to do both of these rings. I'm going to show you how to do my original design and this one here. Okay, so I already have my wires cut 7 inches, as you can see, and I think that I mainly just used wire cutters, chain nose pliers, and round nose pliers for this project. Now I do have a ring mandrel that I started shaping my ring on, but because, see how this is flat on the sides because it has the measurements, right? This is like US measurements here, and I don't know what this side is. Probably some kind of metric measurement. Anyways, because it's flat here in the sides, I was getting that in my ring, and it did not look pretty. I couldn't hammer it, so I'm just going to be using a round object. This is a dowel. I think this is 3/8 of an inch, which is, I think it's a size 9 ring. That ring there, shaped funny. This one, let me see. Yeah, it's a size 9 ring, 3/8 inch of a dowel. Okay, now this ring is totally adjustable. You just really need to get a round shape because you don't want it to be, you know, shaped like an oval or whatever. You don't want it to have flat sides, so you just really need a round object so you can get it to be a round shape, and then you can adjust it to fit any finger. So I'm going to start with the 8mm beads, and just like I did with the earrings, I'm going to put my bead on first. I'm using leopard skin jasper. It's such a gorgeous bead. Okay, I have my chain nose here. I'm going to peek my wire out there a little bit, then I'm going to slide it up because Let's see. Is that it right there? Right here? Okay, I'll make my bend. Okay, so there it is. You can barely see the wire. And then, as I bend this wire around the bead, I'm going to cover that bead hole up right there. This is what I have so far. Boy, this looks really good already. Okay, I'm going to wrap this around just like this. And I gotta look at my ring. Yeah, I did it like that. Okay, so I'm gonna go all the way to here. So see that right there? That's my bead hole. So I'm going to have my bead hole going straight like this, and then my wire is going in this direction. So it's actually 90-degree angle. Okay, I'll stop right there, and then I'm going to go to this side. Now I do have to pay attention to top and bottom. So this I want to be the bottom of my ring, okay, and this I want to be the top, because see the circle is continuous. Continuous. This will be the bottom, and I want my spiral, the spiral that's going around the bead, to go in opposite directions. So this one is going this way, and I need this one, it's going that way, it's going clockwise, so I need this one to go that way. Yeah, hold on, I'm trying to think right now. I'm like really confusing myself. Let's see. Yeah, I have to go this way. Okay, just like that. Bend my wire. This one here I'm going to have to adjust, so I'm going to go like this because I have a little gap right there. Squeeze that down. Okay, I actually have a tiny bit of wire sticking out, just a little bit, so I'm going to trim it. It's just such a small amount, very tiny amount. Okay, there we go. As you can see, super tiny amount. Okay, now I'm going to continue wrapping this. To make sure that I go in this direction. Okay, I want this to be on the bottom. There we go. I gotta make sure that this is centered in my bead. So it's a little too much on that side, so I'm just gonna push it down like that. I don't want my bead hole to be seen. This one can be pushed to the back a little bit. Okay. Looks good. This is what I want. Now I have to wrap this around something round. Now, I did find that if this is still too big for you, okay, I'm using 7 inches of wire. If you're a smaller, if you were a smaller ring size, maybe you were a 7. I was thinking if you were to cut the wire 6 3/4 of an inch, it might be better. But you can also just go with 7 inches, and if you try it on, okay, let's say you try it on, okay, like obviously this is going to be way too big for this finger here. To make this fit you better, you would just continue to spiral the wire around the bead here and around this bead, and that's going to make the ring smaller so it fits you better. Okay, so I just wrapped mine around this here, as you can see. So you have a couple different options on what you can do. I think the best thing to do is to cut it at 7 inches, and if it is too big for you, is just to, you know, try it on and then spiral this tighter and this one tighter. You don't have to do very much at all, because it's not going to be much of a change. Okay, I'm going to bend this slightly, just slightly. Actually, I think I will be better off bending this with my fingers, because my chainless pliers are going to like really put like a sharp bend that I don't need. Okay. Now this wire is a lot easier to bend. When I did copper, I really struggled. So if you're going to do a copper ring, you will see that it's pretty strong wire. This wire here is copper. It is permanently colored wire, but the base of the wire is copper. But I think because it's more of a craft wire, that's why it's softer than just straight copper wire. Okay, so here is my ring so far. And again, when I did do the copper ring, I had to use my pliers more to shape my ring because it was so hard to bend. Okay, so this is our ring. You can bring these closer together. You can bypass these more if you want. I was also thinking, so this isn't adjustable. If you don't want it to be adjustable, you can have these meet up like this, okay? And then you could take a new piece of wire and you can wire wrap in between these two and wrap the bottom and top pieces together so they stay together like that, and then it'll be twisted there in the middle if you wrap wire around it. So you have a couple different options, but it's pretty cute. I like it a lot. That's what it looks like from the side. Alright, let's do this one now. Again, I'm going to put my beads on. This is the one I'm going to have to do the squiggly part. Oh, that is, I didn't realize that. I should have mentioned that too. So if you do the 8mm like this, okay, and you try it on and it is too big for your finger, you can do the squiggles in this one too. So really, there's just so many little things you can do to adjust it. I feel like you can't really have mistakes with this ring. You might have like some spots where you mar the wire, but if you find that something's not working out for you, just think about it, and you'll be able to turn it around, and a mistake can turn into a new idea, which always is what happens to me with designing jewelry. When I think I have an accident and something doesn't go right, I discover something new every time. It's incredible. Okay, back to this one now. Let's do the squiggly one. So I'm going to bend my wire here, put my bead on. Hopefully it's not too long. Oh, it's perfect. How come the first one goes right? It's the second one that's screwy. Okay, and this bead's smaller, so I do find that it's like harder to wrap. I actually really wanted to do 4mm. I'm gonna have to bend this more. Yeah, I wanted to do 4mm, but I found that it is harder to get the 6mm wrapped. It's harder with those than it is with the 8, so I was like, how am I going to do 4 if I'm struggling with 6, especially with the real, copper wire that I've gotten from the hardware store. So I do have a little bit of a gap there, so I'm going to slide this bead up like this, hold it like this, and I'm going to squish this wire around the bead so that it hugs it, and then I'm going to wrap this. I think these gemstones I'm using are from Lisa. She gave me a mixture of stuff, and I think these were like 2 oddball gemstones. I don't know what they are, but they're really pretty. This is what I have so far. I'm now going around. Let's see, am I there yet? Okay, there I am. If you're using copper wire, you will have to use nylon gel pliers. This is the back side. This is my front. And I see that I have too much of the bead on one side, so I have to push this down and push this wire like that. There it is. Now it's centered. Now I'm going to put this one on. Okay, and I need, this one's going in that direction, so my other one has to go in this direction. So let's see, I'm going to bend it here. If you do accidentally bend the one in the wrong direction, which I think I just did, all you have to do is twist it like this. Okay? It's no big deal. I accidentally did that, I think, with this ring when I made it, or maybe it was another one. There was one ring that I made that was my experimental piece. I did it with aluminum wire because I didn't want to waste my good wire, and I do that sometimes. I use like the, you know, the less expensive materials for experimenting with. Okay, I'm trying to get this to wrap for me. Come on, come on. I'm gonna have to, those are the wrong ones. I'm gonna have to get this to hug my bead wire, hug my bead. Almost. Okay, there it goes. Good enough. Okay, this is the back side, this is the front side, so I'm gonna go on this side. Center my wire like that on my bead and continue to wrap. Okay, that's right. Now I have to get my nylon gel pliers and I'm going to straighten this out. Wow, these are nice. I just got these and first time I'm using them, and man, they're so much better than my other ones. Okay, I have a little gap here, so I'm just going to fidget with my pieces that I have done. Make sure that my beads are centered. This one can go this way a little bit more. Okay, this is my back side, this is my front side. Looks good. Actually, this one has to bend that way more, okay, because I wanted a 90-degree angle, my hole like this, my wire going like that. This one looks good. I'm now going to take my mandrel and wrap it around. You're probably thinking, well, why don't you make the squiggles now? Well, that's just because last time I did this, I didn't do the squiggles until I went around. So I'm just going to do it the same way I did before, because that way worked out. Okay. So then, let's see, what did I do? I took my round nose and I went like this. Okay. I did make a really small loop, so I was pretty close to the end. I'm going to separate these some. Okay, holding it like this, I'm going to bend this around like that and go like that to where it's almost closing on itself. And then I'm going to do the same with this side. Okay, like that. And then grab it here and go like this. Okay, we're going to work on this more. Still got a lot to do. Grab it like this. Twist it. Like that and like that. Now I'm going to go back to my dowel. I'm going to need something smaller to go around. My dowel's too big. Okay, I'm going to get my chain nose pliers and we're going to do some shaping here. I want this to be flat. Okay, that looks good. If you want, you can bring these closer together. I do like them like this. And I might need to get this one here. And I'll bend this one down more onto itself like that. I'll do the same with this one. Then hold this one here. Okay. Twist it. Like this. And let's see, I need something round to wrap this around. Maybe I could just go with my fingers. There we go. Looks pretty good so far. I do have smaller wiggles on this one, and these are bigger, so I'm thinking this is probably going to make the ring smaller. Yeah, it is. So you can try it on, see what it looks like. I could tell that these here are sticking up some, and these here are more like closer to my finger, so I will have to adjust them. This is kind of like when I made my ear cuffs. Do you guys remember I made ear cuffs? Those are cool. So I think what I'm going to do is go like this and bend it down like that. Right? To get a curve. I think that makes sense. Yeah. It's going to be curved on my finger. Bend this piece down. Okay, then I gotta look at it from this side. I need this to come down like that. There we go. Okay, that looks good. Now I was also thinking about this one here. Remember I told you guys I was thinking about connecting these two together. You can also do that with these two if you wanted to. You can put them like this together and wire wrap the sides together. And then I also thought, what if I totally made this was sure that this was closed? So this wire touching that wire and these two touching, and then I took a bead and an eye pin, or made an eye pin and put a bead on it and connected it from here to here. I would use like a 4mm, and then I would connect these two together. There would be a gap there. I thought that would kind of look cool. So there's different ways you can do it, but I think it turned out pretty nice. Really neat looking rings. So this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is a really fun project. Different, quick, and easy. And it's great for Christmas gifts. And like I said, if you worry about metal allergies, you can do stainless steel wire. And you can also do sterling silver if you got the money for that. I actually don't have any sterling silver wire. I've never used it before. How sad is that? I've been beading for over 20 years and I've never had sterling silver wire. What's wrong with me? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. Make sure you click the bell button to get notified when I upload new videos. And check me out on my social media sites. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. And thanks for watching.